Hello, all you free spirits out there. Thanks for hanging out with us once again. I'm Wendy. This is Dave. And once again, if you have watched a few of our videos, we're new to camping. We've been acquiring stuff. We've been doing tons and tons of research and watching videos, and like everybody does, when you're working on something new, and there's just there's actually like a lot of information out there, but not a lot of information out there. You know what I mean? And so, I was looking for some outdoor cookware, and there's not a lot of options as far as materials go. So then it becomes, style and comfort, and what do we want, and what are our needs? Everyone's needs are different. And just starting out, we're not looking for big heavy kettles and things like that. So we're getting a cook stove. If you watch a couple of our videos, we did get a wood heat stove, and we're going to be also adding a little propane cook stove to that. So we wanted something versatile, and with me, I need something a little bit lighter. Cast iron is super heavy for me, and a little bit difficult for me to maneuver around for a variety of physical reasons. And so for my needs, I needed something a little bit more, a little lighter, something that's a little easier to wash. And so from that standpoint,
and we want to be able to use it on our wood stove,
yes, and
on the propane camping stove,
exactly,
and
or
potentially
even
on a fire.
Yeah, an open fire. So that was kind of, wanting something really versatile across the board. And then came looking at all the different types, and then you start to see, what comes with what handles, which ones are, what's the shape of the handles, what the sets come, how many pieces am I really going to need. We did buy 2 frying pans, which we did a short video on, and I'm still on the fence on, because I want to try it more often. I only used it once, but I got some, freaky wrist stuff going on, and so for me, that matters. How heavy is it? How ergonomic is it? Is it too, I weigh 100 pounds.
Are you going to fight using
right,
the utensil
exactly.
in your normal use?
And I'm, I just have, maybe a little bit of unusual needs, and I'm not very, like I said, I'm like 100 pounds, wringing wet. So for me, I needed something a little bit more versatile than that, and still be able to have the freedom of, So anyway, a lot of the ones we looked at, I didn't like the handles. Like, so for example, on the lids, some of them are the style of, what do we call it? Like the chafing dishes, where it's just got the indentation with the metal handle. I'm not a big fan of that, and it's a little cumbersome for me.
Yeah, so they get hot, and
yeah,
we're going to talk a little bit about our thought process here, because we want to share that with you. And then we just received what we decided to buy, and we're going to open it up for the first time.
Yeah, so we're unboxing what we just got.
But these are some of the things that we thought about when making our purchase, and of course we looked at reviews. Most of them not overly helpful. The first thing was the tops. It's camping, so we obviously wanted an all metal top. So any normal kind of pan that has glass is automatically out. Now, of course, you could get your own tops, but we wanted to get some kind of set, and get a set that does compact down, because space is an issue. Sort of weight, we wanted to keep that down as much as possible. But the first thing was the tops. Now, if you have a hot top on a pot, you're going to need some kind of glove or panhandle or whatever to pick it up. Well, the tops, we found one set that we really liked, except the tops seemed like there would be no way with any kind of glove on to pick it up, and they were just sort of like indented slots designed to pack away very easily, and smaller. But
chafing dish, that's what came to my mind. Yeah, like the top of a chafing dish.
So the top seemed very difficult to use, especially if you have difficulty with your hands and grasping things and trying to grasp things with mitts on or anything like that. So those were sort of out. So the first criteria was a pan that had a top that had a handle.
Now we're talking about pots now, not frying pans.
Right.
So I just wanted to kind of clarify.
Pots.
Yeah, pots.
That had a top that had a handle that you could lift up fairly easily. So that was the first thing.
Yeah.
The second thing
Lids.
was the handle. How do you lift the pot up? How do you move the pot
How do you
around?
move the pot? It's the whole pot itself.
So a number of these pots either had very flimsy wires that folded out for camping purposes, so they could fold in, and we didn't really like those because if you have the heavy pot and it's sort of difficult to lift the heavy pot to begin with because it's filled with stuff, that didn't seem to be a good idea. There were a couple other pots that looked really cool that had what I call a pail handle kind of.
Yeah, if you're hanging it over an open fire on the tripod.
But to use that for normal cooking pot use,
that really wasn't what I was
it might
looking
be really
for.
It might be really nice to be able to, even if it's hot, it would be very
and it's
easy
just the
with
two
a
of
pad.
us too. We don't have a big family.
It would be real easy to lift the handle and carry the pot. But now what happens if you want to pour something out of the pot, especially for the smaller pots? Well, when you have a rotating handle and nowhere else to grab the pot, like on the sides, for instance, or a handle that attaches to the side of the pot, it becomes a juggling act to try to pour the pot that is hot, and you want to.
And I'm short, so it's.
So
for me it would be really kind of
so having to
challenging,
lift it up
and I've
really
got
high
shoulder issues
and grab the bottom. And so while some of those pots look really nice, they're out automatically. They're out.
Yeah, I thought about it and I was like, it's just not won't work for me.
So not on the top of the list, but we did want to look for a brand that advertised could be used over a fire. So even though we know you get something that's all stainless, you could use it over a fire, but we wanted to have something that someone had thought through enough and advertised the idea that you could use it over an open flame. And so it dwindled down to really only one product that seemed to fit the bill. And of course, price did play into it a little bit.
Affordability, of course.
So,
I don't want to spend a fortune.
I'm not really sure if there was actually something available for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but I didn't see it anyway, so it didn't really matter what the price was. We really only found one set. And the other thing we were looking at were the titanium pots, which were very lightweight, but besides being very expensive, most people who
actually
used
them
titanium pots complained
really
about
like
their
them.
cooking ability. So, of course, if you're in the middle of the woods and you need the lightest weight stuff to carry out with you, and you're not really concerned about anything other than a pot to heat up your beans, the titanium would be great. But if we are spending the weekend camping and want to take the day and enjoy the day and make some food, as many of you might also like to do, all of these things matter. And for the most part, we would categorize ourselves as a car camper.
Oh, definitely.
While we plan to not always be in campgrounds, the idea is, as you see from our other videos, we're not hiking into the woods with our tents.
We're not backpackers. We have a home base.
So
there was a time when, and we're going to make a video about that, about how we got to where we are today. But there was a time when we were actually considering, like many people do, doing that full time and selling the house, the sticks and bricks. And that was our very first video a year ago. And we'll catch up with you guys to kind of why we chose to do what we did, how we did, and why we made the decisions.
So we ordered a set of pots, and we haven't opened them yet. So we're
So we're just excited to
we're
share
excited
it
to
with
share
you
it with
guys.
you and see them.
And you know,
and we'll tell you what we think. We aren't going to use them in this video, but we're going to show you what we got and what they look like and what our thoughts are on it. And these are the Stansport heavy-duty stainless steel clad cook set. They come with 4 pots, 1 quart, a 2 quart, a 3 quart, and a 4 quart. They have one universal lid, which fits on the 1, 2, and 3 quart. There's a frying pan also, which we didn't really care that much about the frying pan, but there is a frying pan.
And I believe in this frying pan set, is this the one that includes the nonstick frying pan,
No.
or is this the one with the?
I don't remember.
I thought it did, but it could.
I don't remember.
See,
We'll
we already
find out.
forgot already. It was like.
And it has one handle for all 3
So
pots.
that was
and
my
the 4th
hesitation.
The 4th pot has got handles on the side. Now we haven't opened it yet.
So that was my hesitation too. Was as well, if there's only one handle, you have to move it around, and then of course there's only one lid, and am I going to want to use one cover if I'm going to have to use more than one pot?
And the size of the pots too. All of these pots will easily fit on a dual burner, typical camping propane.
And at the end of the day, we probably may not be using our heat stove, the wood stove, at the same time as the little propane cook stove, but we could be. So, but the chances of that are probably not very often for us, and since it's not a full-time thing, so the chances of me using both, like more than 2 pots or a pan and a pot at the same time, is probably not going to be very likely, at least at this
And let us know
point.
if you've gone through the same thing or what your thoughts
we'd
are
love to
on
hear
the
back
whole
on
thing.
your
We haven't actually
feedback.
done this in a camping
We haven't done
environment.
anything yet.
So we're trying to play this out as best as we can.
And we wanted to share our journey. Like everyone says, I want to share my journey.
So this is the frying pan in this set is 9.75 inches big, and the other.
Oh, we'll put the link too.
Yeah, and we'll include a link.
So you guys can see which one it is.
The big pot is 10 inches, and then the other ones are smaller, 8.25, 7.25, and 6.75.
So when we were looking at videos, we were watching people cooking to see how big of pans can they fit together, and it seemed like the average people wanted to be able to fit at least 2 10-inch pans together on either their cook stove, their wood stove, etc.
And we have a really exciting stove to show you as soon as that comes in,
It's
sometime
coming.
over the next week.
Yeah,
so
there we go.
We
We're
thought
gonna
it
check
would be
them
fun to see the reaction.
And thanks for indulging us and hanging out. And okay, I think I need to lower the box so I can reach in from the floor here. So there they are nested in the box. Okay. So.
And this one I do not believe comes with any kind of carry bag or anything like that.
So I would say together, all together. Did it show the weight of the whole package? I mean, the whole set. So for me, I mean, it's pretty, heavy duty, but it's not doable. It's comfortable.
So this is 8 pounds.
8 pounds total. So a gallon of milk, gallon of water, 8 pounds. Wow, this is nice. So this is the frying pan.
I believe that's
right?
the frying
Or if you
pan.
want to hold that up. They're pretty heavy, I gotta say. See, and this is my thing, you guys. I have like range of motion and weight, limit. I don't want to say
Frying pan.
limitations, but
And this is where the handle would then attach.
Do you have the scissors? Okay, because here's the handle.
And there's only one handle.
So the other
and
thing
only
with the
one lid.
handles was a lot of the handles were either like a wire or they were flat, and for me that's a bit challenging. And I did have a bit of a challenge with the other pan because the handle was flat, but I realized I didn't really have, the mitt was too thick that I was using at the time, so I need to I need to practice with that a little bit. So I wanted a handle that was maybe not quite so flat or wiry. So I know I sound like I'm, like I'm being so particular, but it's like if I want to buy something and spend my good money, I want something that's going to feel good and be able to easily be used and hang on to for a little while.
So what we did also find out is you can buy these
extra
exact
handles.
handles separately, but they might be universal handles. We don't know that for sure.
Similar shape.
So this
is it that direction or upside down? Got it? Is it in there?
So I think that this is how it goes.
Is that it? Is it? Okay, I want to make sure.
So
okay, that's what I wanted to see.
You squeeze this up.
Click it in.
Put it in the slot. Let it go.
Oh, okay.
And it stays in there pretty good.
I would say
It's not great.
Does it feel? That looks a little loose to me. Have you? And
but,
let us know if you guys have the set. You have used the set.
It's a little loose.
Like it, don't like it.
But when you go to use it, it feels pretty solid.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. So as long as it's not too, and the weight is pretty good for me, and the ergonomics of the handle feels pretty good.
Now this handle,
but these are good.
And I also did look
Heavy.
on Amazon to see about just aftermarket other handles, and they seem to have them available generically. But I wanted to see our other pan from the other video.
Were you going to
has also
the same kind.
A different kind
so
of
this
handle.
Is the handle I was talking about. It's really thin and flat, and I lifted it up with my left hand, and it kind of, I don't know, it was like my hand was a little sore.
So I was just wondering if this would even work, and it does not.
Okay,
they're
completely different.
Completely not compatible.
So it would have to be a universal set.
Well, I was thinking maybe it would be cool if the same.
These seem to be they seem to be a pretty good quality. They feel pretty good. A little lighter than I would say our
normal pot.
Our pot that we have one like this that we use all the time in the house. So I'd say actually though this is nicer and heavier. The one we have I think is more aluminum. This one actually feels a lot better.
Yeah, and we didn't want aluminum pots.
No, and I can't remember if this had any aluminum in it at
This is
all.
the bottom. I think is aluminum.
A little.
With the rest stainless.
So you guys can see. And this was another thing. I had a hard time finding a set that actually had the larger pot with handles on it. So that was the other thing. Hey, comfort. I'm all about the most comfortable thing, to use.
And all these pots fit
nice
inside one another.
Nice and nested. And this is the cover. And this is what I wanted. This is why I like this lid. Because of this. The knob. It has a knob. And for me, it was just important for me. And again, everybody's wants and needs and desires and excitements are going to be different. So, but for me, that's why. And I didn't want to buy something and start using it and be sorry that I got it. And then, so I was like, okay, I wanted to check my boxes off, and this helps a lot. And I do primarily all the cooking, almost all of it. So it was important to me to get something I could use easily while we're traveling. And that was really the biggest thing. And the lid feels very nice. I have to say the quality feels good. If you get, like I said, if you have this, if you've already used it, we love to know how you like it. And then there's the slot for the handle on the pans. I have to say, these are really nice pans. I like them. And I've had several, and yes, they are made in China. I know. I've had several sets of stainless steel cookware, and I really like it. And I have to say, this is right up there, and um, really close to some of the really good stuff I've had. Um, so, and I love the versatile sizes of all these. Yeah, so it's really it is a whole perfect, wonderful set, and you never know. I may have the opportunity to use more than a couple at a time, but I really like the versatility of having, and again, oh, and what we didn't mention too was we have a cargo trailer that we originally considered doing a build out, but that's going to take a while, and we really wanted to start out like, what can we do right away? That's why we started out with the tent and buying all this stuff, and so we can kind of start off on the right foot as best that we can, purchasing what we can afford the best that we can, and that's going to last a while. And so that's one of the reasons why we went this direction with the tent instead of doing the build RV build out or the cargo build out. Was it's going to take time, and we really want to get started. And so, and I think that might resonate with quite a few people. And then just see what do we want to change along the way, what do we like and don't like, what do we want to add, just like everyone else.
And we have some decent cookware already, but we really wanted to have a separate set that
just
if they get
for
discolored,
camping,
if they get dented a little bit, it is going to be for outdoor use.
And we considered, and even I have all stainless steel bowls, in the house, and so I like Dave said, I wanted something that I didn't want to, go in and out of the house. I prefer just having a separate set that I just know, okay, it's in the camping bin, and that's it. I don't have to wonder and worry about it. It's all there. So I thought that would make it a lot easier. Oh, so what I started to say was, we do intend. How's it feel?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So,
we do intend on taking our cargo trailer with us camping. So that was the other thing I wanted to mention too. Oh, I really like the feel of this. See, this feels good. It feels easy for me to use. That's what I wanted to see too. If I have to pick it upside down, is it going to be? It's not as tight as I thought it might be, but that's just the design of the nature of it. The handle, I think. But yeah, so far, I like it so far. Obviously, I don't know until I actually use it. So there is that.
Well, the other thing too is, not having a handle. Now, I would guess you wouldn't leave the handle, if it's on a fire, you wouldn't leave the handle over the fire. But there might be times when you're cooking that you need to do this. How are you going to do that if you don't have some kind of handle?
And it had that pail handle, and it was like, okay, how would I do that with a pail handle and pick it up and try to?
Yeah,
and for those of you who use them, I admire your technique, because I don't think I could do it. So yeah, here I'm. So far, we'll see.
They all fit together very nicely.
I like that they nest. That's a very, very nice. Yeah, it's really great. And I wonder, although we didn't look, and actually, I also have here at the house, I've got a couple extra, I don't know what they're made of, the black lids that we have with the handle just like this, that I can actually bring with us.
Yeah, so this is also, I'm not sure, so this has got grooves for each size, and
that's pretty slick.
I'm pretty sure you could get these.
I was wondering that too, if I could get an extra one.
If you needed another top. But
so far, I really like it. As far as the first, at first glance, and yeah, I'm really liking it.
So the only thing that I see missing is that the handle doesn't seem to be able to go inside the pot.
Oh wait, it doesn't? Does it fit? Wait.
It'll sort of fit. But
and of course so
to store it, just to take it, this handle might not be able to.
Let's see. Well, you know what I
I mean,
think
it might be able to.
was when we took this out was the
I think it was on the
was
side.
the pan.
Does that fit like that? Oh, maybe that's. Oh, yeah, that looks like.
Oh, I didn't put the cover in. Sorry. I know. See, we've never done that.
Okay. So if we put it in this way and put that on there, and yes, it'll rattle around and make noise.
There we go. Because now
But
you
yes,
can
now
sort
it
of,
fits in.
and you can carry it. You can put it. Now this one, some of them come with cases, which was also really nice. But I know that we can find a case, get a case if we decide to. But actually, I think for the most part, I'm going to be putting all of our kitchen equipment in, you know,
Little bins or
the
something.
bins, you know, the typical yellow and black bins or something
Right.
similar.
So we would not put this, although I do have a backpack, this would go very nicely. in.
Exactly.
But we're not going to backpack this and carry it on our back. And this is, how heavy did it say?
8 pounds.
I mean,
It's not horrible, but
yeah,
it,
I
you
mean,
know,
it's
but it's
hefty.
hefty. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like cheap stuff. You know, cheap stainless. So we're excited to try it and use it, and yeah, let you know how.
And if you're
How it's
interested in our sharing this and other information, let us know. We have some pretty awesome plans talking about morning coffee. And
Oh yeah, that's right. So that's another thing. We
We'll
love coffee. So
we'll
we've
be
been
doing a few scientific
that's
testing.
some more things that we've been looking into is our coffee making options, camping. So so thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us again. Chat with you guys later, and
we will put a link in this video so you could get it yourself if you want. I forget how much. I don't even remember how much it was, but the prices always change all the time anyway.
so remember, whether you have an RV or you're RV free, we're all still free spirits, you know, on this great whatever you want to call it, adventure together.
Thanks for hanging out.
Bye guys.